Hi, I'm Callie Mettler Smith, and I am excited because today is the book birthday for my book, Ben's West Texas Snow. And so I thought I would come on this morning and tell you a little bit about Ben's West Texas Snow and why it's so special to me and why it's really my love song to this area that I grew up in. And so if you don't know a lot about me, I grew up on a cotton farm in Jones County, which is just north of Abilene. And when I was a little girl, I remember it really only snowing like majorly one time when I was probably about 4 or 5. And I remember making snow forts and making snowmen. And that's really the only memory that I have growing up playing in snow, unless we were like somewhere else where it was snowing. But not really it snowing on our cotton farm here in Jones County. And so when I got a little older, probably when I was a teenager, I remember driving from where our farm was into town and just being in awe of how the ditches would fill up. There would be cotton covering the ditches where it had fallen out of the bull buggy or the trailer on the way to the gym, because the gym was right next to our house also. And so I just remember thinking, it looks just like snow. It's like we have our own version of snow that other people don't. So I was really excited about that when I was growing up. I wrote this because I wanted to tell about the special relationship between my dad and Ben, my son. But I also wanted to tell a little bit, let people that didn't grow up in West Texas kind of understand this unique relationship that we do have to the cotton plant and to the cotton season, which is about to start. They're not officially ginning yet, but here in the next few weeks, usually around Thanksgiving, we'll start to see cotton modules pile up in the gin yard. So I'll just kind of show some of the highlights of the book. This is the title page where we find out that the book is called Ben's West Texas Snow, and we see Ben standing at the mailbox with a postcard in his hand and the lovely tumbleweed, which we're quite familiar with here. And on the copyright page, we see Ben looking at the postcard that he has gotten in the mail from his cousins. And on the next page, we see him looking at the postcard and seeing the snow-filled area that his family is in. So in the beginning of the book, Ben really tells us what he loves about West Texas. He loves his dirt fort, and he loves his watermelon and spitting watermelon seeds in Grammy's garden. And here's both of my sons in cartoon form, which I think is really fun. And then he loves to go catfish fishing at Lake Stanford, which is our big lake that's just north of us. But then we realize that Ben feels like something is missing from his life because it does not snow here. And so he goes on a quest. He goes and he looks and he thinks about, well, why doesn't it snow here? And he goes and asks his mom and his grandmother about it. And they just tell him that it's just too hot here to snow. And this, I know this is one of Christy's favorite spreads that she illustrated when his Grammy says when pigs fly, and he thinks about pigs flying around in the snowfield. So they basically tell him to go talk to his grandpa. And we see Ben and Pop having this conversation here about, does it snow in West Texas? And Pop, in his wisdom, tells Ben that it does snow here, that we do have our own version of snow. And so we embark on this journey with Ben to find out what West Texas snow looks like. And so Pop takes him and they plant cotton seeds in the ground. And he keeps telling Ben to wait patiently, and they keep going and looking. And when they plant the cotton seeds, Ben says, Papa, it hasn't snowed yet. And this has to be my favorite spread of the book. And I'm not going to show anymore because I don't want to tell the ending away. But this is one of my favorite spreads because it really shows Ben's personality of how he is very impatient and how he is just ready for it to snow. So I really am so excited about this book. I really love it. And I love the fact that Christy took my book and created her own version of the characters in the book. We know this is fiction because the mom in the book is actually cooking. This was something that my family had a lot of fun with. But I really hope that you enjoy this book. I won't show any more just so that you are a little surprised by what happens in the book. But it is currently available on Amazon and through the Clearfork Publishing website. And I will be having some book signings coming up in the area. I'll be in Ballinger, Texas this weekend if you are interested. And I hope you enjoyed this little version of Ben's West Texas Snow.